the first rescinded red card in football history. A tale of controversy. When we think about the wild world of football, one curious question often pops up. Who was the first player ever to have a red card rescinded after the final whistle? Fasten your seatbelt, because we're diving deep into a tale from way back in September 1969, when Northampton Town faced off against Swansea in the now-defunct Division 4. An intro you'd never expect to read in 2025. Picture this. It's 66 minutes into the match. Tension hangs thick in the air, and Northampton's forward, Frank Large, finds himself brimming with frustration after the referee awards a free kick against him. In a moment of impulse, Large kicks the ball into the stands and accidentally strikes a 12-year-old boy right in the face. Immediately, emotions flare as Large approaches the boy to offer an apology. But wait, out of nowhere, Billy Carroll, a former Swansea player, dashes onto the pitch and throws a punch at Large. Instinctively, Large retaliates, leading to his red card and dismissal from the game. This is where it gets really interesting. Carroll later expressed that seeing Large reminded him of his own son, who had tragically drowned years earlier, prompting him to write a letter to the FA disciplinary committee advocating for Large's case. Just a month later, the verdict was delivered. Large was cleared of any wrongdoing. Having heard the evidence, the commission is satisfied that Large acted in self-defense and was not guilty of violent conduct, stated a spokesman, ultimately deciding no further action would be taken. While the historic red card wasn't officially overturned, it was undeniably a significant early instance where a player navigated their way out of a ban after a sending-off. In fact, a parallel story unfolded shortly thereafter involving Liverpool's Larry Lloyd. On the opening day of the 1972-73 season, Lloyd found himself dismissed for, wait for it, choking and kicking Manchester City forward Wyn Davies, who had been the instigator after headbutting Lloyd himself. Just like in Large's case, video evidence played a pivotal role in Lloyd's fate. Over a period of 3 months and 2 appeals, his 3-match suspension was overturned, deemed excessive after they reviewed the game footage. As Cliff Lloyd, from the Professional Footballers Association, explained, "We were not satisfied with the referee's report, and we were fortunate to have the film to show what actually happened." As the years rolled on, the growing trend of televised games began to open doors for even more retrospective acquittals, or what I like to call VR before VR was cool. Fast forward to 1989, where West Ham's Mark Ward found himself in hot water after being sent off for an alleged elbow to Colin Pate's face in an FA Cup clash against Charlton. The PFA supported Ward's plea to have the red card overturned, with the referee willing to review the incident as well. But alas, the FA's disciplinary code back then was a little rigid, permitting appeals only for mistaken identity. Sadly, Ward's suspension stood, and following a lackluster draw against Norwich, West Ham eventually lost the replay. The injustices of the past weren't limited to club football. Fast forward to Italia 90, where FIFA decided against Rudi Voller's appeal after he was sent off during a heated encounter with the Netherlands, where he suffered at the hands of Frank Rijkaard. The embodiment of unsportsmanlike behavior, Rijkaard managed to get Voller a 1-match suspension with little recourse for the German. Now, we turn back to the first time a red card was formally rescinded. On December 23, 1990, during a Division 2 match, referee Keith Hackett sent off not 1, but 3 players, including Leicester's acting captain, Paul Ramsey. Leicester appealed the decision, aiming for video evidence to clear Ramsey's name, while Ramsey's plea was unsuccessful, and even compounded by him receiving another red card during the ban. Watford's Keith Dublin was somewhat luckier. His red card was downgraded to a yellow after Hackett reviewed the tape, although that still came with a 2-match suspension. Hopping ahead to the inaugural Premier League season, 1992-93, we arrive at Coventry's Mick Quinn, who had a somewhat strange fate. He received a second yellow card for a questionable shove on Manchester United's infamous goalkeeper Peter Schmeichel. After the referee, Roger Gifford, reviewed footage and realized the error, he was quick to retract the second yellow from the records. But for Quinn, the memory of being unfairly dismissed would linger for years, fueled by Schmeichel's criticism in post-match interviews. "Every time I see Schmeichel's face on the telly, I want to kick the set in," he lamented, holding on to that frustration for over a decade. So there you have it. This narrative of red cards and unjust dismissal sheds light on how football has evolved, both on the pitch and off it. The spirit of the game continues to grow, as the love for the sport endures through decades of drama, igniting conversations and unforgettable moments. Let's just hope the days of players having to appeal their way out of trouble aren't behind us just yet.